What's up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, this is Everything Tech. We talk about all kinds of things technology over here on this channel, so feel free to subscribe if you love tech. But in this video, this is an episode called Digital Detox 101, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to minimize the clutter in your life when it comes to technology, if it's becoming overbearing or overwhelming for you. This is kind of going to be a little short video talking about that. Well, I don't know how short it's going to be, but I'll try to do the best. I'll leave a timestamp in the description for each one of these products so it can make it easy for you if you don't want to stick around for the other ones. But let's get right into it. So I have a MacBook Pro here we're going to talk about first. Then I have a Acer Chromebook here we're going to talk about second. Then I have a Windows machine right here, which is an HP, this big honking HP ProBook. Well, this is a Windows machine, but it doesn't really matter. I just have an OS of each, just so you can see how to minimize on each OS depending on which OS you're using. I have an iPhone 5S here. Also did a whole bunch of iPhone 5S videos, which you can check down below in the description. I'll leave those, or maybe I'll leave a card to the iOS 9 playlist if you haven't seen those. I have a Microsoft Lumia 640 here, which is Windows fans, and I know there's some of you out there. That's why I included this one here. And then I have a Nexus 6 here. Yes, I just picked this one up. Got the carbon fiber skin. Let me know what you think about that. If you like that carbon fiber skin, this is D-Brand. I highly recommend you guys checking out D-Brand because these dudes, I didn't believe it before, but they make some great skins on their devices. So anyway, let me get these out of the way and let's get right into this baby. So on the MacBook, now here's the thing. With most of these products, they're already pretty simplified. OSs has become, let me move the camera up. OSs have become very simplified over the years, so they're a lot easier to use than before. But it's real easy to get cluttered if you forget what you're doing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the MacBook. So, you know, you like the MacBook's design, its clean, simple look, but you want to keep it more in line with its simplicity. So what we're going to do here is, I'm just going to give you a few short tips that I would do on mine. So basically, you're going to want to make this bar as minimal as possible, this taskbar down here. You're going to want to get only the few icons that you really love right down here. Then if you go up to File System, you want to make sure you make new folders and organize each of your specific categories into folders. And you're going to see throughout this video that that's a theme within all systems is folders. Folders is huge because it's kind of like the organization system of any OS. So you're going to want to make folders, and you don't want files separate like over here, these PDFs and screenshots. This is my sister's Mac, so I don't know how organized she is, but I'm not going to get into all her files. But you're going to make folders and put it in each category, like productivity, lifestyle, photos, things like that. And you want to try to keep it as minimal as possible, just to eliminate the distractions so you can get work done. And yeah, so if you go into File System here, a new file window, you can see they have all these files here. It's not really organized, so you're going to want to create folders within here, and you know, pick what you like, the list view for default, list view, or you know, grid view, depending on how you like it. That should also minimize distraction, because if you have it set default to grid view, it might not, you know, be easy to find. Maybe some people like looking at lists. So that's what I would say with the Mac. Also, if you're not using iMessage, turn that off. Those notifications constantly coming in is a huge distraction to your work. So turn that off and try to eliminate as much icons up here as you can, because those are just something your eye just automatically goes to if, you know, you're doing something and you might get distracted. So yeah, turn off the notifications coming in from your iPhone and stuff if you don't need them. And file systems, as well as depending on how you like to view your file windows, check that over there. And also unnecessary, you know, applications on the Mac that you don't need will also be helpful to you. Second one on my list is going to be the Chromebook. Now, it doesn't matter which Chromebook you have. All Chromebooks run the same operating system, so they are very similar. I'm going to go ahead and type in my password here so you guys can see how my Chromebook is set up. But, you know, all Chromebooks are pretty much the same OS. They actually are all the same OS, so you don't really have to worry about much of a difference. Well, I got my password wrong, but anyway, they're all pretty much the same, so the system overall is going to look similar. They pop right into the browser. Let me exit. Let me get a better view for you guys right here. Yeah, so try to have the most minimal icons that you need on here. Like for me, I have Chrome and Evernote because all I have to do is tap search, and I got folder. You can make folders in here as well. So all I have to do is tap search right here, and I got all my apps right there. So I keep these two down here, just a couple you need, and that's it. And then you want to take 2 fingers and double tap on the trackpad down here, and you can auto hide this shelf. So the shelf just hides when you're doing something. So if I go into Chrome and hit auto hide shelf, and then I hit the full screen, no distractions. It's just pure searching the web. So that's pretty cool right there. So yeah, Chromebooks are already pretty simple. You don't need to really do much. It's already a pretty minimal system. But the auto hide shelf is a good tip for you guys, just to make sure and to keep minimal icons down here that you don't need. Because if you really need to check these other apps, you can go ahead and do that. Like I said, you can just drag over and make folders in here as well, which would really simplify things even more, like utilities, web browsing apps, note-taking apps, and entertainment apps. So that will work out as well. So that's the Chromebook. Okay guys, now for the big boy, the Windows desktop or PC, whatever you like to call it. This is the one that can really get cluttered up, and I have some tips on this one for you as well. So here we are on the Windows desktop right here. And what you want to do basically is you want to take these icons over here, and you only want the minimal ones here. So to do that, you can drag them, you can click and hold to drag them around, and you can right click to resize them. So if you really want them to be less distracting, just right click and resize them to small. So you can make them real small, which makes them real undistracting. Now, if you don't like them to be too small because you can't see very well, then keep them big. But try to keep the ones you only need down here. You don't need a bunch of games and all that. And like I say, I'm not telling you how to live your life in this video, but if you came to this video, you probably want to minimize your life in terms of your tech life. That's why this is called Digital Detox. So take it for what you will. Use the tips you want. And if you don't want to use them, that's cool too. But this is just, throwing the ideas out there for you. So as you can see, everything is just getting real small and minimal here. Now you can put them in nice organized things. Like I have video production and lifestyle up here. I'm trying to do this on camera. You can also drag this over across, which kind of makes it more distracting. So I like to leave it over here. You can drag the taskbar down right here to this. Now this applies to Windows 10. So if you guys are using Windows 7 and Windows 10 or 8 or whatever, this is not really the same, but you can still use some of the smaller icon tips that I'm saying right now. And this also works on all Windows. So you want to take on your desktop, you want to right click here, and how you notice I have nothing here, not even a recycle bin. So what you do is you go to View, and you want to scroll down to where it says Show Desktop Icons. And as you can see, there's my icons all appeared. So I go to View here, right click, View. I scroll down to Show Desktop Icons. I click that off, and now they're all disappeared. So it's a nice clean format. Now I keep all the files I want down here, just these, only these 4, video production, Chrome, Evernote, Digital Brain, in a file system. Now in my file explorer, I fixed this up yesterday, I believe. If I go down to pictures, I also have these in nice, nice little list view. So you can make folders and have everything folder in nice views, so you can just quickly get to it. Now you can change the views here on Windows as well. You can go to View and you can make this whatever you want. You can make this a small list. You can make it small icons, extra large icons, tiles, content, however you like it. I had it at content because you could see the folder in this. So yeah, get your file system in order. And I also recommend doing a download folders, wipe every month. So you want to go into your download folder over here. I haven't done this yet, but you see I have so many files in here. So I'm going to do a download, delete, and do that every month at least once. And also empty your recycle bin and go through your emails online. This applies for all systems, and get your email box down to 0. So yeah, that's pretty much my tips for the Windows operating system. I also keep Cortana, I keep Cortana on because she's cool, but I keep that, there's this little icon that appears right here, a little desktop icon that goes to another desktop. So yeah, I take that off as well. And then over here, you can actually move these icons into this little arrow bar. If you really want to get super minimal, you can get those out of the way as well. And I like to keep it color coded, but that's just me. So yeah, file system on Windows, make the icons smaller, keep only the necessary ones here, and drag this taskbar down so it's not a big, distracting thing over here. So that means you can just pop into your Windows computer and boom, you can go right in, boom, you could go right in, and it just makes it super simple for you. So that is going to be for the Windows operating system for my HP ProBook. Alright guys, now I know what you're saying. For the Android device, you're going to say my device isn't minimal, and that's true. It's not minimal, but I'm going to show you how to make it minimal. So you're going to want to go download Nova Launcher in the Play Store. Once you get Nova Launcher, make that your default launcher, and on Nova Launcher you can get rid of everything. So if you go into settings, you can go into settings on Nova Launchers. You can see I have desktop, app, widget drawers, dock. So on dock, you could even remove the dock. So if you hit that thing up there, if you see I go back to Nova Launcher, there's no dock anymore. So that can be gone. All the apps on the home screen could be gone on, on Nova Launcher. You could remove everything. It could be the most cleanest thing, however you want to design it. Drag and hold. Now, this is not an app to show you how to use Android. This is just showing you that take Nova Launcher and, you can customize it to where there's nothing on the screen and there's just folders. So you can remove the dock. You can also hide apps within the drawer. You can hide almost every app, and you can get it down to 4 apps if you want. So how to do that is you go into settings on Nova Launcher. Let me, get another settings app. You go into settings, you go into drawer. Let me go to apps and drawers. You go down until you see hide apps down here, and you could just hide pretty much all these apps right here. So, I'm not going to do them all. Let me see, show hidden apps. So you could hide all the apps. So basically, you could make this phone blank. It could be a blank phone, and it could, be a blank grid, and you could just start from fresh. So get Nova Launcher and start, customizing it to where it's super minimal by creating folders, by removing that dock, and by hiding the apps. Now, if you want to learn how to do all that, and you don't know how to do that either, just go check out a video on YouTube titled How to Use Nova Launcher. I'm sure there's tons of videos on there. We'll show you how to use Nova Launcher to its full extent. So if you really want to know how to do all that, I don't think you'll need it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Go into the settings and it just says what it does. So it's pretty easy to use. So anyway, go ahead, and that's how you would minimalize your Android. Also, you can download other launchers to make it minimal, like iPhone type launchers. You could also download Windows type launchers. You can root the phone, which is hacking it, and you could pretty much install the only apps that you want on the phone. But if you got to root your device, you're going to want to Google search whatever your device is, and then after that, you're going to want to write root, and there should be tutorials, guides, and all kinds of things to root your device. So yeah, that's how you would minimalize Android, and this is probably the phone that you can get the most minimal, which would be the Android device. The Android device, if you really know how to hack it, can be the most minimal device that you'll ever have because there's no restrictions. It's a free phone. Now, for Windows 8 devices or Windows 10 devices, it's not much to say. They're already pretty minimal. It's a grid of icons and it's a list. So they're already pretty minimal. The only thing I could say about Windows is you're going to want to turn off those persistent Gmail notifications or mail notifications as they start flooding this notifications drawer. So you're going to want to go into settings here. And then you're going to want to go into wherever your notifications are. They should be right here, notification actions. And you're going to want to turn off all the banners and notifications that are really distracting you to make that more minimal. Also, if you have a newer Windows device, such as the Microsoft Lumia 640 here, you can also create folders right here and go into here. So yeah, I know this is Windows 8.1, Windows 10 phone is coming soon, but I don't know when. Microsoft keeps saying it's coming and it never comes. But when it comes, still, it's going to be a similar setup. It might even get more simpler for the menus. But yeah, for Windows, it's a list and it's a grid of icons. So sort the grid out to where you only have apps that are productive for you and not really popping out live tiles in your face that are going to distract you all day. Now on iPhone, I do have my iPhone very minimally set up. So I'm going to show you how my iPhone is already minimally set up. Now this is the phone I use for the most part almost every day. So this is why this one's the most minimal. And other ones are not too minimal, but I still showed you how to do it. So if we go into lifestyles, I have lifestyles. I'm going to have the apps that I use as a lifestyle. Basically, these are apps that you use every single day on a daily basis. They need to be checked. And this is this is not an app review, but I got my few in here. This folder right here is books. This is going to be podcasts and books. Podcasts are like radio shows, but I put it under books because it's still learning and stuff. So going into productivity, I have my notes apps right there, and you can put whatever you want in your folders, whatever apps you want. This is the great thing about iOS; it's very clean and simple. So going into utilities, we have the utilities, calculator, clock, ADT, pulse, settings, and then photography. I have meme maker and 2 photos here. Going down into YouTube, I have Studio and YouTube. And basically, as you can see, it's real clean. If I go over here, it's just all those extra bloat Apple apps that I don't like to use too much. Well, Message is not a bloat, but yeah, just the bloat extra Apple apps. You put it in an extras folder and you forget about it. You put it to the side. And then on the dock, I just have 4 icons. So this is a super minimalist iPhone. And yeah, iPhone is simple, but when you start loading up with apps, it can get really hard to find everything. So yeah, go ahead and create those type of folders, lifestyle type of folders, productivities, utilities, education, learning, books, photography, YouTube. And yeah, that's how you'll simplify your iPhone. Also, you can go ahead and turn off all those lingering notifications by going into settings, scrolling down so you get to notifications, and you're going to want to check the ones that you don't want blazing at your face all day. And that will really help out with distractions, because iPhone's got a lot of apps that just throw you notifications out of nowhere for no reason. I find that to be more true even on iPhone than Android. That they constantly have these apps that are, giving you notifications all day, probably to try to increase your usage of the app. But I don't really need to do that much usage. So yeah, this is how a minimal iPhone would look to, avoid distractions. Also, you can turn on Do Not Disturb mode when you want to do things right here by tapping that icon. You probably already know this, and this is not a video trying to insult your knowledge on iPhone or whatever, but I'm just trying to tell you what I do in my everyday life. So you can also flip the silent switch right there, which is going to silent the phone when you're trying to work. So don't forget to do that as well. But yeah, this is my simplistic iPhone, and that's pretty much it. That's how you're gonna, digital detox your life here. And if you got all your devices digitally detoxed, you can really get productive with your everyday life, because they're not gonna be stuff just popping there distracting you. And I would say one of the more distracting things is going to be like those mobile games for your iPhone, like Flappy Bird, and I know that's an older game now, but Angry Birds, Crossy Road, those kind of things. So yeah, this has been pretty much a video on how to digital detox or minimalize your tech life. And that's how I do it, and it works out pretty well. I don't get too distracted by technology, although I love technology, and that's why I make videos on it. So I choose to use them all the time, but I'm not really distracted by them. Like, I can control how I use them. So yeah, anyway, guys, that was a digital detox video 101. I'm happy you guys came to stop by and check this out. I hope you enjoyed this video, this episode, and yeah, if you enjoyed it a lot, go ahead and hit that thumbs up down below. It helps the channel out enormously, you don't even know. And subscribe if you're feeling awesome, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.